the funda might be pretty simple. AI is artificial intelligence, right? And whenever you want to say AI, so AI comes with intelligence. So first of all, let's define intelligence, right? What is intelligence? So Laib is saying it's a subset of machine learning. That is correct. That is perfectly correct. AI is the subset. Sorry, machine learning is the subset of AI. Okay. So if the question is anything which make any machine behave like humans, okay. So Apandeep is saying anything that make the machine look like behave like humans. Okay. So is it behaving like humans or behaving like intelligent human beings? Okay. Because not all the human beings are intelligent. Some human beings are intelligent, some human beings are not intelligent. So
I can't hear.
सर तो गयो
सर जी कहाँ भाग गए?
I think there's a network.
लाइट चली गई सर के
Speak in English, please.
वो अंग्रेज के पैदाइश
I understood, Kumar. It's okay.
सटअप
और चुप हो जाओ, क्यों बेचारी की छत्ती छी करने लगा?
I think sir network is not work properly. Waiting.
भाई सर है ही नहीं।
No bro, network problem. Maybe network problem.
कनेक्टिंग इशू आ रहा है सर।
Hello, hello, hello.
माइक माइक टेस्टिंग पहले ही हो गया भाई।
Hello, hello. 1 million, 2 million. Hello, hello.
So really sorry for the delay, guys. There is We storm here at my place, so there's some internet and electricity issue. So I hope the screen is visible to you again. And let's get back from where we have started. Okay. So the funda is we started with introduction to machine learning, right? So what is machine learning? In machine or basically we are starting with artificial intelligence. Someone has mentioned that AI is nothing but algorithm that help the algorithms, basically algorithm that act as we human does, right? So, but it's not like that because not all human beings are intelligent, right? So the funda is the algorithm that can act intelligently, that can make intelligent decisions. We call them artificial intelligence algorithms. Okay. It's not like these are some new algorithm. We also have AI algorithms like probably 50, 60 years ago as well. We have those such kind of algorithm. But the funda is these algorithms are very specific for a specific use case. For example, you might have heard about the algorithm called as breadth first search, depth first search. These are some algorithms that we have. They also comes under AI machine learning. We have like alpha beta pruning and these kind of algorithms that comes under AI. But they are not very much, they are very specific algorithms basically. And they are not data driven algorithms. Okay. Now, in AI, we have a lot of algorithms that basically act as an intelligent human being that can make decision on their own. Okay.
Sir,
Now,
I think you are not audible.
am I not audible? I think I am. Do let me know, guys. Am I right? Okay, okay,
Yes, sure.
okay. So now, if I coming back to the same point, AI is basically AI has the algorithm that can act intelligently, right? Now, how comes a different aspect of it, which is called as machine learning? If in AI we have algorithm that can act intelligently, why we have a new term that's called as machine learning? What is machine learning then? And how machine learning is different from deep learning? Yes, someone has mentioned that machine learning is a subset of deep learning. This part is correct. This part is correct that machine learning is a subset of deep learning. Oh, sorry. Machine learning is a subset of AI. Now, what is machine learning? There must be something in machine learning that does not comes under AI, right? So there must be some specific part. And this particular session, like not today's one, but all the session from today and the day after tomorrow and tomorrow's as well, we are going to totally specifically basically discussion on machine learning algorithms. But this session will give a brief about how it is different from deep learning and generative AI, agentic AI, what are the different things we have. Okay, so someone has mentioned it's a subpart. Yes, it's a subpart, obviously. What else do we have? So Kashif is saying training machine learning to make decisions in ML. Okay, we have the concept of training here in machine learning. That's also correct. Please stop annotation. Yes, I have done it. Machine learning allow learn from given set of data to make its own prediction. That's correct, Swapandi. That is the correct definition. So in machine learning, we have some set of algorithms that are trained on data. In machine learning, we have data-driven algorithms in which I will give some data. And once the data is given, the algorithms will go through data. It will find some patterns. It will do the pattern analysis or feature engineering or feature selection part. And once that part is done, machine learning and deep learning means then so in machine learning specifically we have data driven algorithms. In machine learning as well we are going to discuss about supervised learning, unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning, but let's go a level deeper just to give you a level one overview of it, right? So once we have it, we also have something called as, some of you might have guessed as well, and their guess is correct. And the guess is how it is different from deep learning then. We also have the concept of deep learning. Now, what is deep learning? Whenever I'm writing DL, that means deep learning. Okay. So yes, Venkatesh, Shobi, this is the correct part. We also have a subset called as deep learning. Now, what is deep learning? How deep learning is different? Okay. It has ANN. Yes, that's a correct part. It has ANN now. What is ANN? ANN is artificial neural networks, right? So it has neural network. That's correct above. Venkatesh, that's also correct. We have algorithms, neural networks. Yes. So in deep learning, so as you can see in AI, we have all the algorithms. In machine learning, we have data-driven algorithms. So in deep learning as well, we must have data-driven algorithms, right? Because machine learning में अगर data-driven algorithms है, in deep learning as well, we will be having data-driven algorithm. That's pretty clear. But in deep learning, we use a specific kind of algorithm. In machine learning, we have different algorithms. In deep learning, we have one specific kind of algorithm, which is called as neural networks. Okay. So in deep learning, whenever you see deep learning means neural networks. So whenever you say it, basically in deep learning, allow machines, yes, that's the correct part, Swapne. Deep learning allow machine learning's algorithms allow machines to learn and behave like human neurons. Okay, so in deep learning, the way we learn. Now the question is how we learn. We have a brain, right? All of the human beings comes with a brain. Okay, now inside our brain, we have neurons. How many of them? Couple of billions of them. Okay, and whenever we do something, whenever we are learning about anything, whenever I'm reading a specific book or reading any other topic, whenever I'm moving my hand, whenever I'm even singing or listening or whatever I'm doing, a specific set of neurons in my brain get activated. Okay, and in our brain, we also have a very specific property which is called as neuroplasticity. That means the connections that we have in our brain, of basically connections in the neurons that we have in our brain, can be made and break as well. If you are learning any specific topic or learning a lot about it, then it will make new connection in your brain. If you left it for probably a month, so connection will start getting weaker. This is how we learn, right? We have our brain. Inside that brain, whenever I'm learning, speaking, listening, learning about a specific topic, another topic, whatever I'm doing, specific set of neurons in my brain get activated. Okay, and whenever they are activated, it will make this connection stronger or weaker, depend upon the use case. Okay, and once that part is done, this is how we learn. Kind of the same thing we also apply in deep learning algorithm. So in deep learning as well, now if I'm talking about human being, we have neurons, right, which are biological thing in nature. But in computers, we'll try to make neurons as a mathematical function. We'll try to make neurons and not just one or two. We'll try to make like a couple of hundreds or millions. And if I'm talking about deep learning or probably generative AI algorithms, we have Gen AI models that have billions or trillions, billions of neurons, right? So this is how we learn, and this is how we'll try to mimic the same thing in computers. So in deep learning, we have neural networks. In neural networks as well, we have a lot of type. You might have heard about ANN. It is artificial neural network, which is the simplest kind of a neural network that we can have. You might have heard about the term RNN, which is recurrent neural network, which is again kind of a neural network only that works best on text data or sequential data. You might have heard about the term CNN, which is convolutional neural network. Someone had mentioned as well. Yeah, but that's correct. We have feed-forward neural networks, right? So in convolutional neural network, these are the networks that works best in images kind of data, right? And you might have heard about the term transformers. What are transformers? Okay, just tell me one thing. This is a very basic question. What does GPT stand for? What is the full form of GPT? Very basic question. Okay. And before that, I have asked you another question as well. What is transformer? So some of you might have, even if they don't know, they might have guessed as well. So GPT full form, like the T part probably might be from transformers, right? So a lot of you have mentioned it correctly. The GPT is nothing but generative pre-trained transformers, right? Generative and preterm something we are going to discuss as we go ahead in this lecture, because I'm also going to discuss about generative AI in this particular lecture. But if I talk about T part of it, T or GPT, so T is transformers. Transformer is nothing but a different kind of neural network architecture. It's nothing but an architecture only that that works great with sequential data. Now, you might have seen sequential data or text data. We also have RNN, LSTM, GRU, and a lot of other architectures as well that comes under deep learning. But this is the state of the art architecture, transformer, that works great. And it's such a great architecture that in 2017, there is a famous research paper. Now, because this lecture is being recorded, so you can go back and watch about it again and again. The research paper is called as Attention is All You Need. And inside that particular research paper, they have introduced this architecture which is called as transformer. They have used basically a layer which is called as attention, a layer which is all you need to train a model. And based on that 2017 research paper only, we have transformers that are so big, so versatile, so well managed, and so intelligent that they can like you can see probably example of ChatGPT. Okay, attention is all you need is a research paper, right? Attention is all you need. You can go here. This is the research paper I'm talking about. Okay, this is the research paper where like it's first coined the term. Attention is all you need, and this is the sole architecture of it. Okay, if you go back, this is the transformer architecture. Those who already know machine learning and deep learning a little bit of it, they might have seen this architecture earlier as well. But if not, that's totally fine. But this is the groundbreaking and good part and the funny part about it is from Google, right? 2017 paper by Google, and first great company, first very big company that has taken the advantage of transformer model and built the company around it is OpenAI. So OpenAI is the most famous company when it comes to generative AI model and working on the same architecture. But the soul is from Google. So yes, these kind of thing happens, right? Now, if I'm going back to this part, so in deep learning, we have algorithms that are great at that use neural networks. Okay, so now so far going good. In AI, we have all the algorithms, but in ML, we have data-driven algorithms. In deep learning, we have data-driven algorithms, but here we use a specific architecture which is called as neural networks. Neural networks works a lot better than machine learning algorithms if we are giving enough data to it, right? Now, there is one more architecture or one more subset of it. Can anyone give it a guess? Which topic I'm talking about? Okay. Yes. So someone has mentioned NLP. Yes. That's also something that must be mentioned. So let me write here as well. Whenever I'm applying deep learning algorithms, on test data, whenever applying deep learning algorithms on text data, we call it as a new field which is called as natural language processing. Whenever deep learning algorithms are applied on text data, we call it as NLP. Okay, and you might have heard about one more term, and that's called as computer vision, right? And that's correct, Sangam. That's really great that you have guessed it right. Whenever I'm applying machine learning or deep learning algorithms on images, on videos, we call it as a new field which is called as computer vision. Okay. Now here comes the important part. Now, where exactly do we have generative AI, right? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Okay, because this is where most of the research nowadays going on. This is the most fascinating application of this is the most fascinating application of deep learning in general. Okay, or AI in general, and the field is called as generative AI. Now, what is generative AI? So here you can see a mind map. Here you can see a Venn diagram where you can see exactly what's happening. Okay. So what is generative AI? What are we going to study in these 3 days? So I mentioned earlier as well. So this is the architecture, we are discussing about what the different components do we have. In the next class, we are going to discuss about machine learning models and how to do feature engineering on it, how to evaluate the models. And then in day 3, we are going to build a machine learning model based project. Okay, and we'll see how the deployment part is done on top of it as well. Okay, today's proper theoretical lecture where we can have a detailed overview of it, what exactly do we have. Okay, now what is generative AI? Now, there are a lot of you might have used tools like ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? ChatGPT is an application of generative AI only, right? And if not ChatGPT, you might have this. What is AI agent? That's also an application on top of generative AI, right? So what is generative AI? Generative AI is nothing but an algorithm only that comes in. That's nothing but a deep learning, or that's nothing but a neural network only. But generative AI algorithms are so great that they can generate new content, right? Let's take an example. If I go to Netflix, I'm not going on Netflix right now, but let's take an example. Okay. If I open Netflix, you might have watched a couple of movies, right? Based on the movies that you have watched, Netflix will recommend you like these are the movies that you will most likely to watch next, right? How the Netflix algorithm knows that? Because you have watched a couple of movies already. Same thing will happen if you are ordering something from Blinkit, so ordering something from Amazon, ordering something on Myntra, right? Same thing happens whenever you are going through a mail, or probably like that advertisement mail. Same thing happen whenever you watch any ad on Instagram. Okay, how these algorithms are doing it? Because these algorithms can predict your next move. Okay, now that's great. We have a lot of algorithms that can do that thing. But going to the same example, if I'm going to Netflix recommendation system can recommend you the products, can recommend you the movies, can recommend you the series, can recommend you documentaries. But can it generate new documentaries? The answer is no. Can it generate the script of new documentaries? No. That's the issue with deep learning algorithms. In generative AI, we have algorithms that can generate new content. We have algorithms that can generate new images, that can generate new articles, that can write for you, that can draw for you, that can paint for you, that can act as a photographer for you and click pictures, that can generate videos for you, that can also generate audio for you. So in generative AI, we have algorithms that can generate something new, that has the capability to generate something new. And Subhi is saying that's correct. Gamma is can help you create PPTs. That's correct. You have mentioned one extra P in PPT. You have mentioned PPPT, but that's totally fine. Yes, you can also write in this way. Okay, so that is correct. Clear. So and exactly in the same case, you might have used 11 Labs. 11 Labs is again a platform where you can generate audio. You might have used Sora that can help you generate images. Not only images, it can also help you generate videos. You might have used ChatGPT that can write articles, write posts, summarize the content. Like you, if you want to watch a 2-hour podcast. So what you can do, you can go to YouTube, uh, download the transcribe of this video. There are a lot of YouTube extensions already available. You can go there. You can copy and paste the transcribe of the whole podcast of 2 hours, copy and paste to ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it so that you can read the whole thing in just 2 minutes. You can have the crisp of the 2-hour podcast in just 2 minutes. It will summarize it for you, right? So we have a lot of AI tools that can do these things for you. Before generative AI, we have some things like that, but they are very specific. I don't know if I've used it, you might have seen or not, but probably 4 or 5 years ago, or even more than that, NVIDIA has launched an application or launched a model that can generate realistic faces. But that model that can generate faces of human beings cannot generate faces of dogs, cannot generate faces of a cat, cannot generate uh, landscapes, cannot generate product images. So they are very specific products. They are very specific algorithms. But now generative algorithms can generate anything that you want, right? And you can take any vague thought of a choice. For example, let's go for a try. Okay, I want you guys to give it a very vague thought, very random thought. Okay, Deepfake is another one. Yes, we have Gibble images. Yes, you might have used it as well. But I want you guys to write any vague thought, or what I want you guys to do is just mention any random objects in the chats, any random object of your choice, so that I can show you that how intelligent these models are. You might have heard about these things. Okay, we have Paul, and we have Doraemon, we have uh, horse, we have apple, we have pen, we have ramen bowl. Okay, we have books, we have Crocs. Okay, we have clock, we have TCS. Let's not mention TCS, but let's add fighter jet and a cat and Ashish sir. Okay, Ashish sir is something I don't know if it will take it or not, but let's just mention Ashish sir as well. Okay, so this is the basic, that's enough. Not RCB, that's totally fine. Okay, so this is what we have. Now what I'm doing now, generate a story uh based on the uh mm, things mentioned above. Make it maximum of one paragraph. Make it simple, crisp, and to the point. Simple, right? Very simple thought. So you can see Ashisa's notes for getting themes. So here, just I'm not going through it. I'm just saying cat jump on his book, knocking over the ramen ball, and it's clear, taking roll ball, and this is what we have, right? Now, not only that, I can do one more thing. Now I'll ask it to generate a realistic landscape image based on the scenario that you've generated. Okay. Now this is a very vague thought that we have, and I have asked you guys to give me all the topics, and based on that, here I've created a story, because I'm also using my brain, not using my brain to generate a story. I'm asking ChatGPT to do so. So it has given me a story. Now all I need to do is wait until the story is be generated. Okay, let's go back until the story is generated. And at the meantime, now I can also do one thing. I can give my own image to ChatGPT, and this, I can mention, okay, this is how she sir looks, and on top of that, you can see, okay, now tell me what exactly that can be done. So in that case, I can have a better image. I can have a better. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, now this is what generative AI is. Just want to give you an overview of it. Okay, that can generate something new. There are a lot of applications of it. You might have used Gamma, you might have used Gemini, you might have used DeepSeek R1, you might have used Perplexity. There are a lot of tools that we have. Okay, once we have it, you you might have also heard about a term which is called as agentic AI. Now, what is agentic AI and how agentic AI is different? I know in generative AI, we have some models that can generate new content, generate new videos, and generate new audio, generate new files, and things like that. What is agentic AI? So TensorFlow, PyTorch, which one to pick? Okay, for a beginner, go for TensorFlow. For research purpose, go for PyTorch. For a beginner, go for TensorFlow or Keras. Okay. Now, the funda is, what is agentic AI? Okay, what is agentic AI? Where agents would be working on parallel tasks. Okay, but before that, it would be great if you can see what an agent is. Okay, now whenever I'm doing something like this, for example, here you can see this is what it has generated. Okay, and now because the model don't know how a Caesar exactly looks, so it has generated probably a professor of anything like that. So which one would you prefer? I don't know which one I should prefer, but I think this one, like, I don't know which one to use, which one to prefer. Okay, let's take this one. It looks more realistic. Okay, now what I can do, I'm doing a very basic stuff here. I'm going to my own images, and I'm going to give one of the images of myself to the model and see if now my model, this is Ashish sir. Now regenerate the, okay. So rather than mentioning here, I can go here and here I can mention like this is how Ashish looks. Now regenerate it. Okay. So now most probably it will regenerate Ashish in this particular way. Okay. But this is what and this is what an AI does. Now, what is agentic AI? Imagine if these AI tools can do a lot of things for you, right? For example, if I'm opening ChatGPT, okay, so I'm opening it in this particular mode. Imagine if I want to learn or if I want to uh, if I'm a marketing person, okay, I want to generate some new images of my product. Now, one thing you can do is you can click one of the picture of your product, copy and paste it here, and ask it to regenerate it. Okay, or you can add different kind of detailings into it. Okay, or what it can do, imagine now this is something you can do, right? For example, you can write generate the image of a candle for me that I can sell. And you can mention, okay, this is exactly how I want my candle to look. And once that is generated, you can ask it to, okay, now write a description for me in the second step, right? So if I'm writing a step-by-step process, what exactly I might be doing. Okay, so first step would be to generate image of my product. Okay, once the image is generated, now in the next step, you will be write description, because if your task is to sell your product, you need to probably this particular agent you want to make to what I would say uh, to post images or social media on your social media handle. So first of all, you'll generate the images, then you will write descriptions. Okay, and these things are the step-by-step process that I'm going to write. Okay, so first of all, I'll generate the images. In the second step, I'm going to write the description of the images, and once the descriptions are written of the images, now the next task is that after writing the description, I will probably go for also generate a video. Okay, because on Instagram I want to post my video. Okay, so I'll generate all these different kind of things, and once all these things are generated, I want to go to my LinkedIn, and on LinkedIn I will, okay, so this is something that now this is going to be a 3-step process. Okay, so this is going to look a bit different now, because first of all, I'm going to generate the image. Okay, once my image is generated, I'm going to either write the description from it or generate a video from it as well. Okay, and once I have written the description and generated a video, okay, okay, sorry, I just मैं डर गया थोड़ा सा. Okay, so now once this part is done, now in the final part, you can post the same thing on LinkedIn. Okay, you can post the same thing on Instagram. You can post kind of the same thing on any other social media handle as well, for example, X, right? So the generated image with the written description, I'll post on LinkedIn, generated video on Instagram. So this is the whole pipeline. You can make it by yourself, means you can generate the images by going to Sora. Once the images are generated, you will go to ChatGPT and ask it to write the description. Once you have written the description, then you can go back and ask ChatGPT or probably Sora to generate the videos. Once you have generated the videos, then you are going to manually go to your LinkedIn and post the video. Post the image with the text, because LinkedIn will not take video. It will not boost video basically. And on Instagram, whatever reel that you have generated, you can post it there as well. And you can post it on different social media handles. This is a lot of manual work. Imagine if you can have an AI tool that can build pipeline for you, that can take these steps for you. Not only that, it will automatically generate the images 3 times in a day. For example, you can set it up that every like at 8 a.m. or at 2 p.m. and at 8 p.m. It will generate a new image. It will write the description, generate the video, and post it on my LinkedIn, Instagram automatically. You can set this thing up. This is what agentic AI is. Agentic AI can take decisions on top of you, on behalf of you, right? For example, ChatGPT, if you go to ChatGPT and ask it to generate an itinerary for you for Goa, it can make the itinerary. But can it book the tickets for you? No. It can somehow tell you, okay, these are the flight that you have, this is the average price that you have. But can it book the tickets for you? No. Can it book the hotels for you? No. Right? But using agentic AI, there are a lot of AI, generative AI, LLMs, or basically, because in generative AI, whenever I'm talking about text, we call it as LLM, large language models. So OpenAI is GPT 3.5, 4, and 4.0, and these kind of things. These are the LLMs only. Okay. So this is what agentic AI can do. Okay. I hope you have a clear understanding what is agentic AI is. So AI agentic chats, yes, we have it. Okay. And this particular thing that I've just mentioned, you can make your own system like this only, like this as well, using just a tool like NA10. I don't know if you guys have used it or not. Anyone who have used NA10 tool? So basic system, yes, it will. We choose TensorFlow, Google Colab, and begin only. Yes, TensorFlow with Google Colab will work. Okay. If I've not used NA10 tool, you can go for it for sure. Okay. There are lot of tools already available that will help you make agentic AI applications. There's a tool called as crew.ai. Okay. There's a tool called as NA10, as I've just mentioned. Okay. So agentic AI will help you do a lot of things on top of the existing generative AI as well. Okay. So here you can see out of all these things. Okay. Agentic AI is again a subset of generative AI. Okay. Out of all these things, this is where most of the research nowadays going on. Okay. Tool in the chat. Yes. So the tool name, let me write the tools here for you. So the tool is, we have crew.ai, we have and it and we have a lot of other tools as well. So those, like, if I forgot any of the tool, make sure to share it in the chats as well. Okay. What are libraries I'm going to study? We are going to discuss about pandas, numpy, sklearn, and we are going to do some visualization as well. So for that purpose, I'm going to use like matplotlib or cbourne probably. So yes, we are going to use these all libraries, and then we'll see whatsoever important functions you want to import. So we'll go to the specific library and import it then and there only. Okay. So this is what we have. Clear? So in agentic AI, we have algorithms only. We have AI algorithms only. Means we have generative AI only. But these algorithms are so great that they can take decisions on behalf of you. This is what agentic AI is. So this is what we have in general. Okay. So Olama, Grok API, Hugging Faces. These are a lot of other tools as well that you can use to run. Like for example, Olama is another one which will help you run the deep learning and those kind of models. But if you want more session on that detail on specific to generative AI, because I can see there are a lot of people very interesting on generative AI. So do let me know. We can also have a discussion, like we can also have a same 3-day kind of a workshop on generative AI as well. Or we can pick any of the library, for example, just Hugging Face, and we can have a discussion 3-day workshop specifically on Hugging Face, and then on generative AI, and then we can have a discussion about that as well. So do let me know. We can have a discussion on that as well. Okay. So, sir, can we discuss about data pre-processing and feature engineering? Yes, we are going to discuss about data pre-processing and feature engineering as well. Not in that much detail. If you want to dig deeper into data analysis part, so for data analysis, we already had done a workshop probably last week. So you can go to YouTube and check it out. So okay, we'll plan it then. Okay, we'll plan Hugging Face, or probably I'll see what should be the flow, but we'll definitely have a session on generative AI. We'll see how the generative AI can work. Okay. Now, once this part is done, this is what we have in general. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig deeper into just the machine learning part, so that we can see what do we have in machine learning. Okay. Now we have seen that we have deep learning and all these things, because this workshop is totally, or basically mainly focused on mainly focused on machine learning. So let's see what do we have in machine learning. apart from deep learning. So what do we have exactly in this particular region? Let's discuss about that. Okay. So in machine learning, we have different kind of algorithms. Okay. Someone is being scraping to modeling. First, not exactly starting from scraping. We will not scrape the data from the internet. That's something we should not do when we are on live YouTube as well. But yes, scraping is something that can be done. It will make the things more open for you, so that you can, like, from scraping the data to cleaning to pre-processing to analyze and to build a model, and then storing it, probably depend upon the use case. That's definitely will add an extra layer of it. Okay. TensorFlow and Keras, not in this particular workshop because this is more on the machine learning side. TensorFlow and Keras is more on deep learning generative AI side. Okay. So now let's see what do we have in machine learning. In machine learning, we have different kind of algorithms. Okay. So some of you might have heard about these algorithms as well. In machine learning, we have algorithm which is called as supervised learning algorithms. Okay. What else do we have? Let me know in the chat, guys. We have supervised learning algorithm in machine learning, if I'm talking about. We have supervised learning algorithm. We have unsupervised learning. That is correct. Okay. And what else do we have? Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry again. So we have supervised learning algorithm, we have unsupervised learning algorithms, and we have a reinforcement learning algorithm. Now tell me one very simple thing. What is the difference between supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning algorithm? There must be some difference, right? You might have heard about this term that we have supervised, we have unsupervised, and we have reinforcement learning algorithm. And in tomorrow's class, we'll discuss about what are the different algorithms do we have in all these parts as well. Because in supervised learning, we have some set of algorithms that are different from unsupervised learning algorithm, that are different from reinforcement learning algorithms. And for now, this particular diagram is not perfect because you might be thinking कि sir यहाँ पे ये जो area बच गया है यहाँ पे कुछ और algorithms भी हैं. No, there are not any other algorithm here, but I don't know how to properly display it here. So that's why I have made three different diagrams here, three different circles here. But right now in machine learning, we have supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Okay. So, so in supervised learning, a lot of people are mentioning in supervised learning, we have labeled data. Yes, that is correct. In supervised learning, we have labeled data. So in unsupervised learning, we might have unlabeled data, and that is correct as well. So supervised learning, labeled data, unsupervised learning, unlabeled data. Okay, let's not talk about reinforcement learning right now. But yes, reinforcement learning definition is also correct. Reward and penalty based system that we have. Okay, what do we mean when you say about labeled data? Because everything comes under data only. The way you mentioned labeled and unlabeled data, the same kind of algorithm we also have here. Okay, so now tell me what is labeled data? Okay, so in labeled data, we have data that is already labeled. You might be thinking, okay, wow, this is a very well defined this thing definition that I have given, that in labeled data, I have data that is labeled. What is labeled data exactly? Okay, so first thing is we have supervised learning algorithm, means we are supervising the algorithms to learn. Okay, and whenever I'm saying supervising the algorithms to learn, I'm saying this. So basically I'll do something like this. I'll give this particular image to my model. I'll click an image of this. This is a phone. Click the image and I will tell the algorithm that this is how a phone looks. This is a phone. And then I'll give another image that this is a remote. I'm not only giving the image, I'm also telling this is the image of a phone. This is the image of a book, right? So this is something that I'll do. I'm supervising the algorithm that this is the input and this is the output. This is the input and the output is phone. This is the input, the output is important. That is the input, the output is a book, right? So this is what we have. in labeled data, I have inputs as well as outputs. But in unsupervised learning, we just have inputs, not the output. Okay, you can think of it as some other way. Imagine I have a folder. Okay, so let me make a folder for you. And inside this particular folder, okay, I have the images of cats and dogs. Okay, inside just one single folder, I have given the images of cats and dogs. That's fine, right? Now I'm doing the exact same thing once more, but this time I have two separate folders. Okay, and inside one folder, I have the images of cats, and inside another folder, I have images of dogs. So I have images of cats and dogs separately. Okay, this one has the images of cats, this one has the images of dogs. Okay, so here are two ways. I can either have one single folder with images of cat and dogs both, and another option where I'm saving the images of just the cats in one folder and dogs in another folder. Okay, so whenever I'm going for this particular approach, right? So in this particular approach, whenever this data of two separate folders, one having just cat, another having just dogs, given to the machine learning algorithm, this is called as supervised learning approach, because I'm teaching the algorithm that this is how a cat looks. This is how a dog looks. But in this particular way, because here, both of them, if I'm talking about cats or the dogs, both of them are in one single folder. So algorithm will not understand कि इनमें से cats कौन से dog कौन से. Because for the algorithm, I'm talking about the algorithm I'm training from scratch. Okay, I'm not talking about ChatGPT कि ChatGPT भी एक algorithm उसे तो पहले से पता है cat dog कैसे दिखता है. Because that is already trained. But if the algorithm is not trained in the beginning, we call it as unlabeled data. Because we just have features, we just have images in the folder, in one single folder. और algorithm को नहीं पता है कि cat की images है, dog की images है. For the algorithm, these are just two separate categories. Though I know that this is cat and dog because I know I've trained myself. Okay. But in this particular case, and in this particular case as well, the algorithm will not know this is category 1. ये समझ आएगा algorithm को. Algorithm don't know that this is a cat. For algorithm, this is category 1, which is different from category 2. Right? So in this particular case, if I'm talking about, so whenever I have this kind of data, means I have inputs, I have images, as well as their output as well, as well as their labels, I call it as labeled data. Labeled data. Okay. And whenever I just have inputs, not the output, I call it as unlabeled data. Okay. Most of the research or most of the projects you are going to make are going to be on supervised learning way, are going to be on labeled data, right? Because now we have enough data for a lot of use cases. So most of the project you are going to make is going to be on supervised learning algorithms, right? So whenever I'm saying supervised learning, this is what do you mean to say? In supervised learning, we have labeled data. In unsupervised learning, we have unlabeled data. Okay, so let me mention them side by side so that it would be easier for you to understand them as well, right? So in supervised learning, we have labeled data, and in unsupervised learning, we have unlabeled data. Okay, so far so good. This is going fine. Now, anyone having any doubt in this, do let me know. Okay, so in supervised learning, we have labeled data. So this is, we have inputs as well as outputs. And here we have unlabeled data. So this is how it looks. Now, what do we have in reinforcement learning then? Now, which are the different kind of algorithms we have in supervised learning, that you might have heard about linear regression, logistic regression. We might have heard about SVM, decision tree, random forest, right? We are going to discuss about this, okay, in the next lecture, but not in this lecture. But sorry, this is what we have supervised learning. This is what we have unsupervised learning. We have unlabeled data. Okay, what do we have in reinforcement learning? Okay, what do we have exactly in reinforcement learning? Okay, SP marks are, I don't know like how exactly the attendance thing will work. So Shiv Koti Durga is mentioning it's a feedback and reward kind of a system. Yeah, that is correct. Anyone want to give more brief about it? What is the reinforcement learning then? Right? So in reinforcement learning, A use binary language label and cannot understand human language and label that can be translated. Reinforcement is binary for two binary languages. Uh, 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 use binary language. Yeah, that definition is correct. But the definition of unlabeled and labeled is uh, something not correct, Imran. Faisal. Okay. So now, train and errors, learn through trial and error. Yeah, that's the perfect example. The perfect example you can say is just how a kid, how kids start walking, how a kid learns how to walk. So in the beginning, the kid don't know how to walk, right? Then by manually going through a couple of not only just 100 but thousands of time, uh, it will start knowing how to sit. Okay, and after going for a couple of thousand more iteration, the kid will stand one day, and then will take the first step. Then it will take the second step, and this is how it starts to walk. And then after a couple of iterations, the kid they start to walk and run, right? And then the kid can climb as well, right? So how the kid learn? It's going for a lot and lot of iteration. Okay, do we do the kid need to have any data like this is how you need to walk, this is how not you need to walk? The answer is no, right? Because a lot of things are in our genes, right? Like who will teach a deer, a just born deer, that this is how you need to walk? A deer can walk exactly immediately after the deer is born, right? Same goes for a lot of species, unlike human beings, because there's a lot of evolution that happen in between. Because of that, like the kids are immaturely born, but that's a different story altogether. We can have a discussion on this on some other day. But same for giraffe, yes, that's also correct. But for human beings it's not like that, because yes, that's a different set of a story. We can have a discussion on this on some other day. Okay, so in reinforcement learning we have the same kind of a system that can play with itself, will go for a reward policy, like this is a positive step, this is a negative step, and it will try to maximize that positive step. This is how we started walking. Okay, but usually if I'm talking about a system, so this is how it works. Reinforcement learning, GFG. I'll get some article on GFG. So let me mention this particular diagram I was talking about. Okay, so I'll be having an agent which is probably which I call it as the kid itself. Okay, then kid is playing with the environment. Environment is the environment itself. So on the kid, so kid will make some random moves. Okay, and it seemed like this is how we trained pets as well. Okay, this is how we train pets. So basically, whenever the pet is doing a correct move, I'm going to give them a reward, probably a cookie, right? And whenever the pet is not exactly doing whatever I want, so what I can do, I will not provide them with the cookies, or I'll not give them a reward. I can give them negative reward as well, but for now let's treat it as I'm not going to give them reward. Okay, so the task of this agent, the task of the pet, is to get the maximum reward, right? So the pet will play in the environment and make some actions. If the actions are correct, the interpreter, me for example, is going to give them the positive reward, otherwise negative reward. This is how it works. This is how this particular part works. Okay. This is how reinforcement learning works. So in reinforcement learning, we have an environment agent loop that keep on happening. So first of all, it will go to the first iteration, then the second one, then the third one, and keep on doing it. Okay. Chaos in Ashish Jangra's study was image created. Yes, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to wrap up the session in probably 2 or 3 minutes. So yes, after that, I'm like at the end of the session, we are going to have a discussion on this. Okay, what exactly it has generated. So this is what reinforcement learning is. So in reinforcement learning, we have an agent environment loop. Now the funda is, in this agent environment loop, do we need any data? In this agent environment loop, we don't have any data. We don't need any external data. We have sensory data, but that's something that is generated throughout the process, right? It is internal generated data. The agent will take random moves, and whenever it's taking random moves, if you are into a little bit of gaming or knows how game works, how vector works, so you know every action comes with a vector moving, numbers moving. Okay, so this is sensory data. So this is the sensory data that the agent is generating. Okay, a lot of game playing algorithm use this reinforcement learning approach. Now, if I'm talking about DeepSeek R1, DeepSeek R1 used the same kind of approach, not exactly in this particular way, but they have also used kind of the same thing. Okay, how this reward system works in these models? This interpreter is the reward system. The interpreter will give them positive or negative reward. Okay, so agent playing with this environment, and this is called as the reward policy, right? And the work of the agent is to maximize the rewards. Okay, so if I go back here, so we have supervised learning where we have labeled data. In unsupervised learning, we have unlabeled data. In reinforcement learning, we don't have external data. You might be thinking, if you don't have the data, machine learning is all about data-driven algorithms. Why don't we have reinforcement learning under AI? They must be in AI, right? But because machine learning is all about data driven algorithms. But here, if I'm talking about this particular subset of machine learning, we have reinforcement learning here. Why we have reinforcement learning here? Because reinforcement learning algorithms are data driven algorithms only, but the data is not external. It is internal data that the algorithm is generating by itself. The agent is generating by itself by playing with the environment. Okay, so this is what we have. So just to make the life a little bit easier for you, your life a little bit easier for you, I'm copying and pasting this image here. Allow this, and this is what we have. Okay, so basically this is what we have discussed in this class. We started with introduction to machine learning, but to know machine learning, first of all, you need to know about all these different components that we have. So in AI, we have all the algorithms that we have that can make decisions, intelligent moves. In machine learning, we have subset of AI. So I will be having a couple of algorithms, but those algorithms are data driven. Now, what are the subset of machine learning? We have deep learning here. Okay, and in deep learning, we use specific kind of algorithm, which is called as neural network. This is exactly how we learn. Not exactly like we learn, because in our brain, what exactly is happening, no one exactly knows. There are a lot of research being done. There are a lot of things that we have done as well. There are a lot of achievement uh, uh, we have also got on top of it. But so far, we have not make a sophisticated system as our human brain. We cannot save. So far, we have not have any system that can save all the data of our brain and save it somewhere, right? So that's a very sophisticated system, but we'll try to mimic the same kind of behavior that we have brain, we have neurons, millions or billions of them. So we'll take the same kind of architecture, pass the data through them, and see what happens, and that worked great. So in deep learning, we use neural networks. Neural networks, if you are applying on NLP, we have specific kind of neural networks, comes under natural language processing. Applying deep learning algorithm architectures on vision kind of a data, images, videos, I call it as computer vision. And if I'm training enough big data sets that can generate something new, we have generative AI. And to generate something new, we need a lot of data. Imagine ChatGPT has the knowledge of everything A lot of the things, means almost all the things that we have. So to have the knowledge of almost all the thing, it must be trained on all the data of the internet. Okay, and usually in a company, whenever you're making a machine learning or deep learning project, you will be having just couple of thousands or sometimes couple of millions of rows to train on. But here we have billions or trillions of rows because the data is in general very vast, right? So this is what generative AI is. And now we have agentic AI that can make decision on behalf of you. Okay, and there are a couple of tools as well. For example, like those who are into development, web development, they might have used a tool called as Cursor AI. Okay, there is another tool that you can use which is called as Lovable AI. There is another tool that you might have used, some of you might have used, which is called as
Sir,
Studio.
sir,
Yes.
sir, multinomial logistic regression is a supervised or unsupervised? Which one, sir?
Which one you're talking about?
Multinomial knowledge logistic regression.
Multinomial logistic regression is so your question is it supervised or unsupervised?
Matlab, it is a part of machine learning algorithm, no?
It is a part of machine learning only.
So, as you discuss what is supervised, unsupervised, or reinforcement learning, so it is in which part? Supervised, unsupervised?
Okay, so in tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss about what are the different algorithms we have in supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. But if I'm talking about linear regression, logistic regression, these are the algorithms that comes under supervised algorithms, supervised learning algorithms.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, because in supervised as well, we have two more components, classification and regression. That's not something we have discussed about it. But yes, we are going to discuss in the next class. So in the next class, our main task is to discuss about supervised learning algorithm. What are the different algorithms do we have? We'll take some of them, we'll dig deeper into the maths behind it, and we'll write the code on top of it as well. And the class a day tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we'll be building a one full-fledged project on this. Okay, so this is what we have. And to show you this particular, to share this particular whole content that we have discussed so far. So I'm copying this whole thing, copy it, and I'm pasting in the chats here. Okay, so this is nothing but a whole, what I would say, lecture notes for you. So this is what we have discussed. Okay, will be 1 hour long. Okay, it will be a little bit more longer than 1 hour. It will be 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, so that's it. And if not right now, if you have any discussion, probably in future. So I'm also sharing my LinkedIn with you guys as well. So you guys can go to Google, search Ashish Jangra, and this is the link. Sorry, this is the GitHub link. This is where you can go. Okay, Ashish Jangra Geeks for Geeks, and you guys can connect with me over there as well. Okay, and let me share the chat link here as well, so that would be easier for you. Okay, so that is it, and let's go to this particular part and let's see what it has generated. Image, how are it gonna generate update the scene because it will violate the content policy. I don't know why it is violating the policy. Okay, go ahead. I don't know why it is saying that it is violating the content policy or something like that, but it must not do it. And here you can see now it is started generating. Okay, so let's wait for like half a minute more and let's see what exactly the output is, because also I'm very curious to see as well. So at the meantime, if anyone is having any question, any doubt, do let me know. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I need a one question. Sir, in this 3 days of online this ML program, can we get the certificate also after this course, after this
Yes.
completion of workshop?
Okay.
Or will we
Yes.
get?
Yes. Like I'm not pretty sure, but you will get. I'm not pretty sure, but please go to the website and check. There must be some certificate like that as well, the completion one. Okay. Please go to the website and check once. Okay. Or otherwise in tomorrow's class, I'll go through the website and and let you know about, because there are a lot of people telling me about the class attendance and things like that. So I will come up prepared with whatever next coming in. So I'll go through the non-tech question and doubts here as well. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
These classes will be theory only. No, this particular class is theoretical. Tomorrow's class and day after tomorrow's class. Tomorrow's classes we will be having a bit of theory, because obviously we will go through all the different kind of algorithms. For that purpose, I need to know first of all what are the different algorithms do we have, and after that we'll be discussing about the hands-on part as well, the coding part. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, actually, I am from CSE blockchain specialization.
Mhm.
I have completed my first year. So, sir, can you please tell me about what should I learn on AI so that I can do something in my specialization, especially in Ethereum, blockchain, cryptocurrency. So, can you please just tell?
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know about this.
So
Please
it's a
can you
very
help me?
vast field, first of all, right? Because in web development, there are a lot of technologies coming in. Same goes for AI, goes for app development. There are a lot of things that are emerging nowadays. So first of all, like because you are in just first year, explore all the fields. Explore what exactly do we have in uh, web development. Try do all the things, okay? But make sure that also focus on AI. Okay, how you can do all these things, but using AI, you can do the exact same thing in a lot lesser time. Okay, because in first year you have enough time, right? If you're in third or a fourth year, I might have like recommend you in a different way. So in third and a fourth year, your main task would be go for one specialization and dig deeper into it. Okay, probably take if your task is to go for AI. So go for AI, go for machine learning algorithm, deep learning algorithm, but don't spend too much time just on this, because we have a lot of AI tools, generative AI tools that can write the things for you. Okay, so your task is not to do the hard work, but to do smart work, right? So those who are and in the last year probably are starting their career into it, then there might be different things. But the rest of the way, like I hope I answered the question. Okay.
Yeah,
This tool
yeah.
will be required for
Yeah,
tomorrow's
sir.
session. Just Google Colab will work. That's it. You don't need anything else.
Thank you, sir. Thank
So
you, sir,
thank you. Thank
for
you.
explaining.
Yes,
Thank you,
required
sir.
for machine learning engineering. Yes, a little bit of DSA is required. List dictionaries, data pre-processing, data cleaning, and yeah, that much is required. Rest of the thing can be easily handled. So these are the images that is generated. I'm not pretty much sure if they are correct or not, but this is something that is generated. So it has all the things that I wanted. Okay, if this person looks exactly like me or not, I am not pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not looking like me. But okay, this is something that is generated, right? And yep,
Some web frameworks.
what?
Can you suggest some web frameworks, sir? Frameworks, sir.
Which frameworks?
Like in Python, sir, like web frameworks.
Okay, web frameworks. So Python web frameworks, you can go for Fast API is something you can go with. You can go for Django. There are a lot of frameworks that we have it, or you need to be updated about it. Like what are the latest and the fastest tools that we have in market? If right now, if you are going back to Flask or things like Flask or basically Streamlit, it's very easy to do, but they are not something that I use in the industry. So search on the internet what are the latest tools that we are coming up, what are the latest frameworks that are coming up now that you can use to fast pace the process. So but one I mentioned is you can use Fast API. Okay, so Flask for prototyping, Django is there. Yes, there are a lot of them. Okay, so thank you so much everyone for joining in, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this lecture. Make sure to give your feedbacks here as well. And in tomorrow's session and day after tomorrow's session, as we have mentioned, we are going to discuss about what are the different machine learning algorithms we have. We'll dig deeper into them, the maths behind it, and we'll see if we will take an algorithm and build it from scratch, so that you can have a detailed understanding on of you might have heard about like OpenAI has released a model that has a billion parameter, 5 billion parameter, 10 billion parameter. What are these parameters exactly? And we will try to make an algorithm that has just one single parameter. Okay, and that too by very basic maths. Once we have it, then we'll dig deeper into like 5, 10 and different on top of it. But we'll see what exactly has to be done. And the day after tomorrow, we'll be having a full-fledged project that we are going to take. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So I wanna like start learning about data science. So where can I start from? Like, can you provide any roadmap, like which the current industries are looking for
Okay.
technology? Guys?
So technology wise, if I'm talking about data science, so it is a three-step process. Okay. First step is data analysis. Okay, because if I'm talking about data science, it's all about building algorithms on top of or building predictions on top of existing data. So first of all, you need to know data analysis, which includes SQL, which includes Python, which include data analysis of Python. And not only data analysis, it comes with a lot of things as well, because data exploration, feature engineering, and data analysis, data visualization. And on top of that, you need to know machine learning algorithms, how algorithms can be applied on these things. Okay. On top of that, companies will also ask for deep learning. Uh, and on top of it, that depends upon company to company. If they want the generative AI part as well, if they want deployment as well, if they want like MLOps, if what are their requirement? Best thing you can do is, and that's the industry ready thing that will make you industry ready as well. Go to any of the job providing platform, be it Glassdoor, be it Naukri.com, be it Geeks for Geeks, be it any platform, or you can ask ChatGPT as well. Go to the company's profile, go to the description. What are their requirements? Okay, are they want like do they want just machine learning or big data or data analysis or Python or libraries or transformers or Hugging Face or Crew.ai, or what exactly do they want? Okay, go to 10 to 20 different profiles and you will get the common points. What exactly do they want? That is exactly what you need to do. Okay, and once you have all these points, just make them in a flow and start learning. And start learning by making projects. Okay, don't just keep on watching the videos, start making it. This is how you learn. Okay,
Okay, thank you, sir.
so thank you so much everyone for
Sir, I
joining.
have one question.
Okay, I'll take one more and then we'll take rest of the question in tomorrow session. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Sir, as we seen the machine learning, we have a lot of theoretical concepts and algorithms. So I basically have knowledge and currently learn a MERN stack then in a front end development. So how front end developer helps to machine learning? मतलब फ्रंट एंड डेवलपर के लिए मशीन लर्निंग कितनी नीड हो सकती है?
Okay, so first thing is front end developer को machine learning सीखनी क्यों चाहिए, right? Because आप basic application
Yes.
with the back end and if you are just the front end developers, so आपको back end सीख लेनी चाहिए पहली बात तो, because front end is something that there are a lot of AI tools that can make the front end that can make great front, by the way. Okay, so मुझे ऐसा लगता है, this is a personal thought, and there are a lot of AI tools that are already available in front end as well. So but backend is something that will take some time to embed some great tools that can replicate that part, that can overcome that part as well. So uh, so this is one part. Okay, जब भी मशीन लर्निंग डीप लर्निंग के प्रोजेक्ट बनाए जाते हैं, दे आर बेसिकली मॉडल दैट हैज टू बी डिप्लॉयड समवेयर, जो कि फाइनली यूज किए जा सके. ओके, एंड व्हेनेवर दीज मॉडल्स आर
Okay.
डिप्लॉयड ऑन द सर्वर्स, वो इवेंचुअली यूज तभी कर पाओगे जब आपको बैक एंड पे होंगे और आपको फ्रंट एंड पे दिखा पाओगे आप उन चीजों को. ओके, सो अगर आपको प्रॉपर मशीन लर्निंग में नहीं भी जाना है, यू वांट योर करियर टू बी मेन इन वेब डेवलपमेंट ओनली, देन ओनली स्टार्ट टेकिंग सम प्री बिल्ड मॉडल्स. आपको मॉडल ट्रेन नहीं करने हैं. Fetch some models that are already trained and try to build an application on top of it. कि एक मॉडल बने बनाए मॉडल को आप कैसे अपनी वेबसाइट में इंटीग्रेट कर सकते हो. Okay, that is the deployment part of that. So make sure that you know the deployment part of machine learning or deep learning. And that's not only machine learning, deep learning in generative AI as well. Generative AI में deployment का part बहुत कम हो गया because now we have LLM tools. This is just the API calls that we are doing from the back end. So that is something that that you should be work on कि कुछ projects बनाओ deployment के. Okay, how you can integrate everything.
Yes.
Where to deploy ML model, there are a lot of platforms available. We'll try to do it using Streamlit, but you can also host it on AWS, which is a more scalable part. Okay, how to get projects from GitHub? GitHub पे भी हम करेंगे projects, like whatever projects we have, we are going to deploy it on GitHub as well. So remaining questions I'm going to take in the next class. So, and if not that, you guys can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. So thank you so much everyone for joining in, and I'll see you in next class then. Take care everyone. Bye. Have a nice
Good
Sir,
night, sir.
not day, but okay.
sir,
Yes, yes.
sir, can you just reshare the notes, please? Like the
Okay.
link.
Just give me a second, okay?
Thank you, sir.
These notes are pretty much straightforward. This is nothing but a Venn diagram only that we have. Okay, so I've shared it with you again. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.